everybody, this is Bonnie from Bonnie's Creative Place, and I'm coming to you with this like double pop out, I can't remember what it was called. I'm gonna have to put it on the screen, and I normally write it on my directions, and I did not write it on my directions. I can't remember who made this, but the person I saw was on TikTok, and I will make sure I link her in the description box so you can go check out her video. But I did this with the new product that is on the online exclusive. It's Thankful Gardens. Me and Wink Estella have a like-hate relationship. Sometimes it wants to come out too fast, and other times it doesn't want to come out at all. And it happened to come out quite a lot right there. So that little spot got lots of ink. And I decided to not make this like here I used the same oval, and then I did the arch, and then I did the same arch on the inside, and I did that with this one. But I've decided with this and I did it on the back because that's the pattern that I saw, and she also showed some without this one on the back, and I liked that better, so that's what I've been doing. And so what I did for the back was I put that there, and then I stamped, and I left this room for me for some writing. So but you can do them where you use the exact same piece that you cut out, you can put in there, and it doesn't pop out as well, but it just pops out a little bit. So I thought I would try to put a flower in there and make it pop out. And that's what I did. I also used the paper that went with this stamp set. Let me grab that. It's right here. I used this paper, and it's called Lovely Garden. And I used this to cut out all my paper that was on this. And I used Garden Green for the base. So, and I used the templates when I created this. So now I'm going to show you another one. Now this is using some old retired paper. It may be on the clearance rack or while supplies last. I don't know. It's hard to keep up nowadays. And so this one is Countryside Inn. And I think this is discontinued, but I had a whole pack and hadn't even used it yet. And this is actually the same kind of paper that she used in her video. But I'm going to attempt a wedding one with you guys. So I do need to get my archway dies here. Let me see. I thought I set them. Oh, right here. I did leave them next to me. As we do have to cut out the archway in one of these dies here. So there's a lot of pieces to this. And several little steps. So we're going to put stuff out of the way. Okay. So first of all, you need either 4 or 3. If you're going to put a back on this, then like this here, with 2 of the archway type things, then you need 4. If you're only going to do like I did and only have 1 archway, then you only need 3. So this is, you need, for the one I'm doing, you need 3 by 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you need to score each of these at halfway, which is at 2 1/8. So you're going to put this at 2 1/8 right there. And we're going to score. Okay. And then we're going to do in all of them. What I'm doing to one, you're going to do to the other. That's, oh, shoot. Good thing I didn't score it and push hard yet. I didn't have it quite over all the way. Okay. And this, 2 1/8. All right, so we have that. Then you're going to need, okay, you're going to need 8 of these if you want to put a piece of no, 7. You're going to need 7 of these if you want to put a piece of DSP here. Otherwise, you'll need 6. That's what I did. And then you'll need 1 white one for this side if you want to have your stamping back here. So I've already pre-cut these. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus this one makes 7. But if you wanted to put another Designer Series paper on the other side, then you would want to have 7 in the DSP. And these are measured at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. So you need them. Oh, we need this for one more thing. Then you need a piece of DSP that is cut at 5, so it's 5 inches this way, by 4 1/2. It's 4 1/2 here. Then you're going to scoot over, and I've already scored this at a 1/2 inch, and then you're going to flip it around and you're going to score at a 1/2 inch there. So on both ends, you're going to want to score at a 1/2 inch on the 4 1/4 inch side. Okay, and then we need, now if you're going to, oh, that's another thing. If you are going to do 2 of these, then you will need 2. I'm only doing 1, so I'm going to need 1. And then also you're going to need a mechanism. Now, if you're only going to need 1 mechanism. If you're only doing 1, you'll need 2 if you're doing 2. And since I'm only doing 1, I'm only going to need 1 of these. And this mechanism is 1 by 3, and it's scored at a 1/2 inch on each side. And then you need whatever shape that you want to cut out. I'm just showing you with the archway dies, but on the other lady's site, she showed it with a circle. I think with a funky octagon-y type shape. And I can't remember, maybe a square was the other one. But you can use any shape that you want, as long as it fits in your little piece here. So now we're going to score this on both sides, like so. And then we're going to score on this side, like this. And then we have to get our archway dies. Now, I believe, I want to make sure I have the right die for this one. Of course, this one wants to get stuck in with the other ones. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to be using, let me bring the dies out here so I can tell you what number I used. These are the dies, and that's how they go down. And if you're counting from the outside, I'm going to use 1, 2, 3. This is 4, and then this one is number 5. Now on my sample one here, I even went down one more and I went to 6. So that's up to you if you want to have it. I decided, because I'm doing a wedding card, I want this to sit in here just a little bit snugger. So I decided to go down one right next to it. So now this is going to be my outside. So I'm going to try, and if you need to, bend this up towards you, just so you can see like that you have equal parts, top, bottom, you know, and the side. Just kind of look at it, make sure it looks straight, then take some Post-it note and put it down. Now if you were going to do 2 of these, then you could cut both of them at the same time. But because I'm doing just 1, I'm only going to cut 1. So I'm going to get out my cutter here, pull it forward a little bit. And then I'm going to run it through the machine. Okay. All right. And then I'm just going to peel this off. Okay. Peel this back off. And then save this piece for another card. So we'll put that back in the thing. And these can be used another time also. All right. And now we're going to just reinforce our score lines again because they did get a little flattened, and I bent them the other way to make sure that they would, you know, so I could see. And now what you want to do is you want to gently, not too hard, because I did that on my first one and they kind of curled right up like ribbon paper does. But you just want to gently do this so it has like a little curl, so that when it pops out, and just gently, so it looks like that. And we're going to set that aside for a minute, and we're going to score on our mechanism. And I like to score each end, and you're not going to see the middle. You could score this right in the center on your paper, but I'm just going to give it a little, because you don't see it anyways when you're done. All right, we're going to set that aside. Now we're going to put this together. I'll probably fast forward through this so you don't have to sit and listen to silence. Because we're going to do a little bit of stamping on this piece here, this archway. Now this archway, like I said, was the 5th one in, and that's what I cut out. And I've decided I'm going to use this stamp set. It's Here's to Love, and the last time I looked, this was on the clearance rack for $9.60. So I needed a bunch of wedding cards. I have a bunch of weddings and stuff coming up this summer, and I have none in my box over there. So I figured I would get a little head start on them. So I am going to get ready here. And I'm going to use black ink. Okay, grab my black ink. Okay. And I'm going to stamp the gentleman up first. I'm going to get my other little mat here. Okay. I just touched this, and I had black ink on me. Maybe it'll cover up with his head. So now I'm going to stamp him down, and I'm going to stamp him right about here, like this. And then I'm going to pick it up. And then I'm going to bring in a mask. I stamped this, and I stamped it on the masking that Stampin' Up! Sells. I love Stampin' Up! It's very thin, which works wonderful when you are trying to mask. And you can use it over and over for a few times before the stickiness and that doesn't work. So I'm just making sure that all of this right here from his shoulders, his head, his legs are all covered up with this piece of masking. Okay? Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the bride. I'm stamping her up. And I'm going to put her right next to him. Just like that. And where the magic happens is when you pull this away, and there you have it. You have the bride and groom right there, like that. Now we're going to do a little bit of coloring. Okay, so if you want to know the colors I used basic black light for his whole suit and his head. I used ivory for any of their skin tones, and then I used bronze for her blunt brown hair. So now we have this done. I'm not going to stamp anything on the back of this. I'm probably not even going to put this piece on quite yet, because I might do a bouquet or something, or I don't know what saying I'm going to put on there. So I think I'm going to wait on that piece. But we can put the rest of this together. So what you got to do, and this is probably the most trickiest part of this whole card, is you want to take and put adhesive. Oops, wrong way. Oh, I am doing that a lot today. This is another way you can get off stuff if you make a mistake. They sell these. Stampin' Up! Used to sell them. They don't sell them anymore. But you can do that to get this off. So you want to put the adhesive on this side. That's what I meant to do, is put it on this side. Okay, and then you can do one at a time, or, which, yeah, let's do one at a time. That's the easiest way to do it. And then I find the best way to do this is to line this up with one of your lines on your grid paper. Actually, I'm going to put both of these down, because I remembered I did have difficulty when I did it the other way. Okay, because you want this to lay flat in the end. So line it up with the line, one of your lines, and then put this down the best you can. Tack it. It goes all the way to the bottom of the paper. Put it down on this side. Find a line that you can that looks equal to you. And then put it down. And then kind of flip it around. And then look at this side too. This is the most trickiest part. Actually, this does, good thing I flipped it around, because this does not go all the way to the bottom. Okay. Either start at the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. Have it up a little bit, have like 1/4 of an inch at the top, and then lay it flat. Make sure you stick it down a little bit on both sides. Then turn it around and look at this side. Make sure this side is laying out flat, and stick it down. Now you definitely go and watch the lady's video that did this. She probably has a better tip or trick than I do, but that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to bow like that, but you want it to be able to lay flat to mail it. When I first did it, I had it way out here to the edge, and that was too much, and it ended up not what do you call it, not laying flat. So you want it to be able to lay flat. That's the main important thing. Now, I didn't intend for this paper to be on the back. I wanted the other, and I totally forgot. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over on its front side, and we're going to take this and we're going to fold it in half, and we are going to put adhesive all the way around this this piece. So you're going to cover it in adhesive. You could use liquid glue here to give you a little, you could use something stronger, whatever you feel that you want to use. And then you're going to butt the end of this up with this, but you also got to get your top and your bottom lined up before you give it a good press. And then butt that up with that there. And then, now if you have directional paper, definitely be mindful of that. I did not do any of mine with directional paper, but if you do, you want to be mindful that what way your paper is going, because it could definitely end up putting this on there upside down. With all the mistakes I'm making tonight, I bet I would definitely have done that. Again, you want to butt this up with that one, and then you just want to make sure these are even, like right to the edge, right to the top, and then push it down. Okay, so now we have this, and our archway is right there, and we have this, and this is where I'd put this piece on here, and you could put another piece of Designer Series paper over there if you want to. But now we're going to work with the center here. So now we have our little mechanism, and we're going to put adhesive on the end. Now you could use score tape, you could use whatever you want just to put it on here. Liquid glue, it doesn't matter. Then what I did was I where the center of the score is right there, that's why I folded that in half. I lined my half mark right up with this, and I just kind of laid it out flat like that, because when the card is, when the card is up, it'll pop it out like that. Now what you need to do is take some liquid glue, or you can use glue dots. I don't recommend anything else here, because you only want it to stick right in this center. So that score line that I made, then you're going to lay this flat, line it up to where you want it to be, like for the arch and the levelness here. And then you're going to lay this down. For some reason, this one does not want to lay flat for me down here. And you want it to lay flat. I mean, it's working, but it's not laying right. So I'm going to try, and there, I think that's a little better. Yeah. Okay. And then that is going to glue it. So now when you open your card like that, it pops out. See how it popped out of from behind there a little bit? Now I made this one a little bigger than I made the other one. So it pops out like that. I hope it's showing in the camera. And then what I'm going to do, because I'm keeping this pretty simple, I'm going to take a scrap piece of white. This piece will work. And I'm going to take some black ink, and I'm going to stamp up the words that come in this set that says to have and to hold. I'm going to stamp that down on there. And you all know me, I'm going to fussy cut. And I'm going to fussy cut around this. It doesn't have to be real fancy. It's a tricky card, and I mean, I'm still learning myself with it, but I think it's a lot of fun, and I'll definitely link the lady's video that I saw so you guys can go and see how she made hers. Maybe she has some better tips than I had, that I'm doing. And then I'm going to put this right along the bottom, and I'm going to use glue. And I'm going to put this right, let's flatten this back out again. And I'm going to put this right here along the bottom. Now we could add pearls, and which I probably will, add some nice pearls on here onto this white piece and really dress it up a lot more than it is right now. But yes, this is wedding card number 1. I do have another one coming with this, which is absolutely gorgeous. So stay tuned. Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe.